Ooh. Okay.
It started in Meow.
It's
Meow.
starting meow.
Meow.
Meow. No cats, only dogs. Wolf. Bark.
Only.
Alright, time to say
Hi.
some offensive stuff.
Yeah.
This is species.
Is that what your species
I am a
is?
cat.
All right, so as far as voicing goes, Petri's going to handle Marruk for a bit. Twind will handle Tucker for a bit. Icebane will handle Tyr for a bit. Rhoun will be handled by Mars for a bit. I'm saying for a bit because we'll swap off of the half if needed. K9, did you want to do Marrowyn, or Connie, did you want to take over Marrowyn for the first half? Marrowyn's the Saint Bernard fellow.
I'm fine. I can watch you guys.
If you're sure.
Okay, K9.
Like, you know, my brain's buffering a lot tonight, so I'm not gonna like argue. It's just like, as long as you're sure, like I'll be happy enough to, or we could swap out at the halfway point. We can do that
Yes.
then.
I encourage swapping.
If you want.
Who was
Connie,
I saying
of course.
voicing?
He's voicing Tyr, also known as
Tier?
Scientific Shelter. Oh, I keep spoiling his name.
Like
Chief.
tier, like
The
tier,
chief.
Chief.
Okay.
So
I was
you
about to
say
say like
it's
like the
it's not that
god.
big of a spoiler. It's not that big of a spoiler.
I'll admit,
Silence
I've done
It's
that with the
you.
protagonist for RTF.
Time to leave.
But it's so easy to do for RTF for other reasons I won't spoil.
Yeah.
So we'll just leave it at that. It's fine.
Thank you, Patrick. Okay, if everybody's ready, does anybody need a recap, actually, of where we left off?
A recap is always good.
Sure, why not?
I'll recap.
Okay, Mars, you give a recap. Yeah.
Doc was being very sweet, and we somehow communicated to the gentleman that we can understand him, Tucker, us, but they can't understand us, Tucker.
Yes.
And-
We're perfect. Perfect
Okay.
recap.
Spot on.
We are the Tucker Collective.
Mhm.
yeah, all of us, we're the Tucker hive mind.
We're all Tucker now. Hive mind Tucker.
We
I did
are
adjust my mic
Tucker.
settings. Does it sound like it's doing that weird fade in, fade out? I think I turned off
No.
all those settings.
It sounds
not
okay.
Yeah, I haven't noticed it. It
Okay.
sounds good.
You sound all good to me.
Perfect. Because I noticed what you guys were talking about on the recording. Of it sounding a bit odd at times.
Mm.
We shall continue with day 1. Going in now. My eyes shoot open, blurry yet dry. Being met with the pale blue light tells me nothing more than it is still night, for whatever that means around here. I feel terrible. Hot, sweaty, and sick. I make it to the toilet as fast as I can. With what happens next, I'm glad all the lights are out as I empty the contents of my stomach. I guess something didn't sit right with me. And yet, I am not dead. Oh man, is it hard to move right now? Managing to lift myself to the sink, I'm able to rinse off a bit. Now, I already feel less sick, at least. Guess it was just a bad meal. Hopefully. I still try to avoid looking in the mirror. And unfortunately, it's still too dark anyways. Looking around the room, nothing seems to have changed. Not that I expected it to have. But I'm glad nothing weird was happening while I was asleep. I'm not in another weirder prison cell. Getting back in bed, I realize the sheets are disgusting. Just drenched with sweat. Pushing them to the side, I lie down. It's cold, but I have no other option. Unfortunately, sleep comes easier this time. And thankfully, I don't dream. Waking up and not having to rush to the toilet is a relief. In fact, waking up at all seems like a miracle after last night. No drenched sheets or feverish chills. Although the lights are still off, and I swear I've slept a good amount. An idea comes to me. No matter how silly, I have to try it.
Computer. Lights on. Lights on, please.
Nothing. Damn. It's totally worth a try, though. That would have made this whole thing so much more tolerable if I could mess with some sentient AI or something. Hey, who knows? Maybe they do have one. I've only been here for like a day or two. I still really wish I had a sense of what time it is. I could go bang on the wall, but I don't particularly want to wake up my warden. Deciding to loaf around, I simply walk to the edges of my room, waking up further in the process. After about what feels like an eternity, the lights finally switch on, and I think I hear voices from the wall again. Being less motivated to eavesdrop this time, I just wait for what's coming to me. The door shoots open before the wall even changes, and a massive Saint comes bounding towards me.
Oh, by the heart! Are you okay? I knew I should have run more tests. Let me check your temperature. Please don't be mad. I hope you're okay.
He grabs my arm and puts a finger to my neck, and I have to bat him away. It's far too early for this.
Jeez, give me a minute. I just got up.
No, he doesn't understand me. But he does understand my actions and backs off. The wall finally comes down, and I can see a groggy Marruk standing there as well.
I was just looking over the security footage and I saw what happened. I'm mortified. Are you okay? I'll try my best to make sure this never happens again. Please don't die just yet.
This is all a bit much before I've even had a chance to fully wake up. I haven't even had my coffee yet. It's just been a bit hard to organize my thoughts, all things considered. Marrowyn is clearly worried, so I pat his arm to draw his attention.
Thank you, Marrowyn, but I'm okay. I feel better already.
While he can't understand me, I think he understands my tired yet reassuring expression. He raises his arm and awkwardly hovers them near me for a bit before coughing into a closed fist and standing up. Is he about to... No. No, I doubt it.
After reviewing everything from yesterday, I brought you the simplest breakfast I could find. I'm sorry if it's not much, but I think we need to go slower. Much slower.
After last night, I couldn't agree more. Marruk just does some morning stretches. I guess he's in his own world right now. What goes on in here only concerns him insofar as I'm not dead, or B, out there. Although I might have almost died, I don't think the blame could have been put on him. Doc comes back with a single bowl this time. It looks similar to cream of wheat, or oatmeal maybe. I can't say I'm the biggest fan, but if Doc says this will be better, I trust him.
This is the simplest breakfast I could find. It has 2 ingredients, grains and water. Like I said, basic, but after last night...
This poor guy. I try to smile, as genuinely as I can force myself to hopefully reassure him. I think it works.
And I cleared my schedule so I can stay here all day, to make sure no other incidents occur.
That sounds nice after last night. I don't know how much I want to be alone with my thoughts right now. But enough of that, I have to get some food inside me. I've barely had anything for 2 days now. And most of it came back up. Taking my first bite, Doc watches on with bated breath. I'm sure ready to form some kind of Heimlich maneuver if anything happens. Unfortunately, instead of being met with a poisonous death, I'm just met with a disappointing flavor. It's basically just oatmeal. And I finish the whole bowl as Doc watches and even takes some notes. He decides to take my vitals again now that I've had my fill. And afterwards, he looks around a bit before looking at the ceiling.
I rushed over so quickly I forgot to pick something up. Ugh, it was going to be so useful. You just stay right there. I have to go get this for today.
Marruk takes one look at me before pulling out his monitor. The window fades away and nothing but the wall is left. Guess he's not in the mood to even feign a conversation today. Jackass. Fortunately, while waiting for Doc, nothing happens. And so I can't imagine the porridge is giving me any troubles. It feels like almost an hour has passed and Marrowyn still isn't back. How far away could that thing be? I hear footsteps. Oh, I guess that explains why. Guess he got caught up.
Hello there, Tucker. I've been told you understand us. Is that correct?
I nod.
Outstanding, truly. What a peculiar phenomenon. Some sort of one-way communication. Well, I should properly introduce myself, really, then. My name is Professor Seno. Tier Seno. Head of particle physics, advanced robotics, etc., here aboard the Icariod 2. Icariod 2. But you may call me Tier. Or Chief. As I'm sure you've picked up, is my moniker around here. Now then, can you tell us how you got on board this ship?
Wait, do Marrowyn and him have the same last name? I wonder if they are related. They don't look it. And also, they keep saying ship, like I know where I am. I've never seen anything like this before. The only place I've seen ships like this is in... oh no. In science fiction. I'm in space, aren't I? I guess I can't really find out until I ask. Or find a window. But I should answer Tier. And I just shake my head no.
Interesting. Do you know where you are?
Another no.
No. I thought not. Well, we have no record of your species in any regard, so finding you under these circumstances is quite bizarre, you must understand. Either way, I have some news for you, since you can apparently understand it. For one, we will be able to return your personal belongings to you, as we have found no evidence that they are dangerous in any way. Although your monitor is being kept for research purposes, we apologize.
My monitor? Does he mean my phone? That's fine, I guess. I probably don't have a service here anyways.
With it, I believe I might be able to reverse engineer some kind of dictionary and, from there, create a learning AI to teach us your language.
Really? A learning AI? Aren't those only useful for diplomats and such?
Well, what would you call our friend here but a diplomat?
Marruk just shrugs.
Anyways, I believe I can figure out how to get that up and running maybe even as early as tomorrow. The technology you possessed is fortunately not too different from some of our more primitive tech. If just barely. It's quite impressive, really. And though I do wish that was all of the news I had for you, I do have some bad news. While we have tried to keep all of this under control, I have already been informed that there are rumors spreading about your presence here.
What? I told everyone involved how important this is. Damn it!
I'm not blaming you, Marruk. No one is. I believe it was truly out of your control. I am just warning our friend here. While they are safe for now, when they get out, things might become complicated. You might find yourself the center of attention from many prying eyes.
That doesn't sound like something I want. At all. But I guess I'm okay as long as I'm in the cell. Ugh. This is really a prisoner's dilemma. Wait, no. Well, no. That's something else.
But try not to worry too much. You have my full support, as well as the support of the captain herself.
No way the captain cares about all this. Is this thing really worth her time?
Of course she does, Marruk. It's her ship. How do you think I knew about these rumors? She also told me to take charge of Tucker's security personally, which is why I'm now officially assigning you as their permanent bodyguard. Until further notice.
The room goes silent, if but for a moment.
Good one, Chief.
Marruk, I'm serious. The safety of our guest here is paramount.
Well, I mean, of course, but surely I don't have to do it, right? I'm the head of security and all.
That's exactly why it has to be you. You have the highest clearance. You're already informed on the situation, and you're the most qualified. The captain suggested you herself.
No one moves once again.
Dr. Seno,
Yes, sir?
didn't I schedule Maintenance Director Tyrion to be here?
Did you, sir? I haven't seen him.
Hiding in the walls again, I bet. I'll go find him and send him down. All right, I better be off. I've got mountains of data to sift through, and now this AI to work with. Never a dull moment, I suppose. It was lovely meeting you, Tucker. I do hope we can actually hold a conversation soon.
Goodbye, sir.
Chief takes his leave, but Marruk saps out of it and follows.
But wait! Chief, can we talk about this?
I'm a bit worried about the prospect of being swarmed by curious dogs. But for now, at least, I am okay. Marrowyn and I both bask in the silence for a minute before making eye contact. He chuckles a little bit.
Sorry about all this. It might get a bit more, busy before things calm down. But the language AI the professor was talking about really might work. It's very lucky you had an entire digital dictionary just ready for something like this.
Sorry, I'm losing. I was saying you made me broke with the Gordon. Get away from the microwave.
Gordon, you lousy motherfucker. Get
Gordon,
down to the
you
testing
lousy
chamber, I'll
motherfucker.
shove the test tube up your ass. It's like, stop fucking with the microwave!
It's so good.
Jackson's
I have
been
that-
broken.
I have that video saved on my computer. I'll put it in later.
Good to see you. Gordon, you lousy motherfucker. Get your dork ass down to the test chamber or else I will shove the sample up your ass. And stop fucking with the microwave.
It's so good. Gordon, you lousy motherfucker.
I'll splice it in, don't worry.
So good, so good.
Until then, though, I think I have the next best thing.
Marrowyn steps up to where the door should be. I figure he has to wait for Marruk to open it. But surprisingly, it just opens and he walks on in. I guess it was automatic this whole time. It seems like a bad safety measure if so. He's holding something a bit secretly behind his back, but he seems awfully excited to share it with me.
So, as I was saying, we might not be able to communicate verbally yet, but this might be just as good.
He pulls out a whiteboard and some markers with a big, goofy grin on his face. I can barely contain myself from laughing. Just a moment ago, we were talking about AI, there are walls that can turn into windows, and now we're going to play Pictionary. Well, I was thinking of trying charades earlier, so, I guess this is about the same.
Well, alright, Doc. Seems good to me. Had anything in mind?
He just stares at me. Right. I gesture to him that he should take the lead.
Oh, right. Well, let's see. How about math? That seems like a good universal language. Can you write out for me some basic examples and try to communicate them to me?
Math? Really? I'm who knows where in jail and I have to explain Arabic numerals to a giant dog. I became an English major to escape this. Sighing, I take the board and write some pathetically simple problems on it, double checking to make sure I don't make a fool of myself. I try to explain it all on my fingers, which really makes me question the purpose of all of this. Fortunately, Marrow seems to understand what I'm trying to explain.
Well, it's reassuring to see that mathematics seems to have a common basis no matter where you're from. Thank you for that. Sorry if this isn't the most interesting thing, but I believe any bit of knowledge shared is truly a miracle. Even if it is just understanding your numeral system.
I chuckle. I guess it must be fascinating for him, especially as a man, dog, of science, to see how other species go about solving mathematical equations. Not to say I'm not fascinated by all this in a strange sort of way. It's just different. I consider breaking out the Pythagorean theorem next, but I hear the door open and a surprisingly mopey Marruk walks into the hallway. I don't think he's taken his new assignment very well. I just hope he doesn't take it out on me.
Doc, what are you doing in there? I didn't let you in yet.
Oh, just taking up the role of bodyguard so soon, aren't we? As his physician, I am to have access to him at all times. With or without your approval. Also, I just opened the door.
Marrow is my personal doctor? It seems like that makes sense based on the fact I haven't seen any other doctors around. Marruk doesn't seem happy with his answer. You can't imagine he appreciates him going over his head. Especially not with the dour mood he's already in.
Please don't flaunt your credentials at me, Doc. It's enough already with the chief making me look like a fool. What are you even doing in there? That don't look like a physical to me.
I'm sorry, Marruk. That was rude of me. I was merely trying to make a joke. And I'm trying to communicate with them using images. Look, this is their numeral system. Isn't it fascinating? They use a system of 10 digits, just like us.
He holds the board up to the window like a proud parent showing off their child's work. Childish work it is indeed. I definitely should have used some more impressive problems. If I could remember any.
That's their numeral system? That looks like illegible gibberish. I've seen kids with better paw writing skills than that.
Now be nice. I understood it just fine. I'm sure they aren't just used to... I'm sure they are just... I'm sorry, I'm fucking up a lot.
It's okay. You're doing fantastic.
I'm sure they just aren't used to our writing implements. Come and join us. Let's see how you write then.
Marruk just gives Doc a confused look.
Doc, I can't come in, remember?
What? Oh my, of course. How foolish. Well, we can come to you. How about that?
Wait. Why can't he come in?
No response but empty stares. Right, of course, no real answers yet. That would be too easy. I try to ignore it and move on, grabbing the stool from my desk and sitting next to the window. I feel a bit bad that Marrow has to sit on the ground, but he doesn't seem to mind.
So, since they understand us, but we can't fully understand them, I've decided we should just ask them questions and see how they respond and what they can draw. Do you have any questions in mind?
Marruk seems wholly uninterested. Sorry, I'm laughing at what Petri said. Can't come in because Tucker needs to invite him in. Vampire rules.
This guy fucking Miguel O'Hara. I see how it is.
Oh man, I'm going home.
Terrible.
Marruk seems wholly uninterested until a brow raises, and he capitulates to some question burning in the back of his mind.
Yeah, I got a question.
Alright, go ahead and ask.
Alright. Oh. So, what are you? Some kind of furless freak?
He can't help himself but laugh. Does he really think that's the epitome of humor? I simply scoff and turn away. Doc, however, does not seem so pleased.
Marruk. I'm aware that you are having a bad day, but if you take it out on our guest, I will make it your problem. Do you understand me?
Oh, what? You're allowed to make a joke, but suddenly I'm not?
There's a moment of tension between the two, and palpable seconds of unbroken eye contact. Then a slight growl of unclear origin. Finally, Marruk simply scoffs and turns away, as if to signal the end of this dispute. Marrow is not quite finished, though.
Apologize.
Huh?
Marruk, please apologize to our guest.
You're kidding. Right?
Do I sound like I am making a joke? Lest you forget, they are fully capable of understanding us and have heard everything you've said and done to them.
Marruk's eyes narrow as they flit between the two of us. Doc's stern expression starkly contrasts my confusion. I mean, the joke wasn't really that bad. Hell, it was almost a funny thing to say, the situation aside. I suppose Doc just wants to make sure it doesn't get worse. Unfortunately for the both of us, Marruk just sighs and relaxes a bit.
I'm sorry for what I said. It's not your fault you're such a freak.
He can't help himself, it seems, as he bursts out laughing. It's such a dumb joke, but I find myself stifling a laugh as well, which seems to surprise both him and Doc.
You're lucky our guest has a good sense of humor. I'd come out there and...
Yeah, Doc, I know. Listen, guest? Doc, do we know their name yet?
You've surely been in the room when we said it. We've said it, haven't you? It's Tucker.
Must missed it. Anyways, Tucker, I'm sorry for calling you a freak. But I won't apologize for tackling you. I was doing my job and I will continue to do so. Even if it means working as your bodyguard.
That seems surprisingly genuine coming from a guy who just started cackling after calling me a freak. Even if it was said extremely begrudgingly. I shouldn't expect everyone here to be as nice as Marrowyn. Maybe he isn't such a bad guy, just a dumbass. Good thing I'll have a chance to get to know him more, I suppose. At least I can try to get back at him if nothing else.
Thank you.
I say with a nod. Doc still seems a bit upset, but seeing how I reacted, he decides to let it go. Let it go.
Well, I would appreciate it if you could learn some bedside manners. If our guest is fine, then I'm fine. Do you think we could get back to the matter at hand, though?
Oh, yeah. I got a real question this time. Promise. So, like, where are you from? Did you just crawl out of a vent or something?
Oh, I suppose that is a decent question, but I don't know how to answer it at all. Very sus of Tucker, TBH. The first thing that comes to mind is to draw a map, but that might not make sense. I'm really doubtful that I'm still on Earth at this point, which is not something I expected to think so casually. Well, how about a star chart? Wait, I don't know how to draw that. What am I thinking? I guess the best I could do right now is try to draw the solar system? Oh man, I really hope I don't get the order of the planets wrong. Or right, I really hope I get the order of the planets right. Let's see, Mercury, then Mars, then Venus. Wait, no. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Saturn, Jupiter, the rest. I think it's Neptune, then Uranus? No, that's backwards. Shit, where did the asteroid belts go again? No. The sun isn't supposed to have sunglasses. That might just confuse them. I almost forgot Pluto. I make sure to also draw a large exaggerated arrow pointed directly at Earth. I love science. The actual remembering stuff and application was never my strong suit. Here, I think this is right. And I present my crude drawing of a partially smudged out solar system. They both seem very interested.
Oh my, so many planets! What is that, 9? Well, wait, that raises more questions than it answers.
Maybe they just drew it wrong. It looks like he erased some of it already.
No, I doubt that. Look, they put rings around these planets, which would be completely out of place, and this arrow.
Mars, this is you.
Mars.
Oh, I'm muted. I'm sorry. I have a Siamese cat and she wants attention right now, so she's been meowing a lot.
Muffin is in the vents.
Okay. He's like a handy guy, right? So I could do like, I don't know, kind of southern, maybe? I don't know.
He's
Well,
very
that's nice.
reserved.
He's very reserved.
Yeah, because like he was napping in the fucking vents, so I already get the impression that of a very laid back person.
Yeah, that works. Well, that's a nice drawing.
In my shock, I dropped the whiteboard. We were so deep in... Sorry, I don't know why that was so funny.
It was the
I
pause.
too.
In my shock, I dropped the whiteboard. We were so deep in conversation, none of us noticed that the door had opened and more visitors had arrived. Oh, it's him. The dog I ran into in the walls while trying to run away. The chief did say he was looking for him.
Ah, Marrowyn. Trying to communicate with pictographs and drawings, I see. Any progress?
Reaching down to lift up the board to show Tyr, I'm subtly stopped by Marrow.
Yes, sir. He was able to communicate his numeral system to me, as well as some of their uses for it.
He taught you math?
Well, no. But I learned what their digits look like.
The chief looks a bit unimpressed.
Well, any progress is something, I suppose. Be sure to explain it to me in your report. Oh, and look who I bumped into. I was on my way to the labs, and I managed to find him fixing a broken pipe. He was trying to bury himself in work again.
Well, I needed to fix some things on the lower floors as well, sir.
You have subordinates, don't you?
Yes, but we're a bit understaffed, as you know. And I don't like forcing jobs onto them that I can just get done quickly.
The walls aren't your home, Director. Please, take a break. Now, really, I must be off. Goodbye, Tucker.
He gives me a small wave as he leaves, and I return it in kind. I wonder where he learned my name, though. I guess Marrowyn told him. And speaking of Marrow, why'd he keep me from showing the chief my crappy drawing? The new dog saw it already, as did Marruk. And I'll have to ask him about it later. Once he leaves, I retrieve the whiteboard and dust it off a bit. The new guy seems to be enjoying my drawing, and I realize I can finally get a good look at him while not running for my life. On the surface, I'd say he looks more intimidating than any of the dogs I've seen so far. Not discounting how scary Marruk is. Still, that might just be because he looks the most wolf-like to me. His fur is unkempt and a little dirty, not that I'm a good judge of that, and I can see some definitely pronounced muscles coming out from underneath it. Or at least his fur is muscle-shaped. This is all without even mentioning his arm. Everyone's looking at me. Oh no, I've zoned out for too long. I turned to Marrowyn.
Let us, let's try to move on. Maybe another question, perhaps.
No one speaks up. I'm still not entirely sure who this new dog is beside his name and some job titles that were thrown around. I look to Marrow and point to our new guest.
Me?
Oh, sorry. Right, how rude of me. Tucker, this is our head of maintenance, Director Rhoun. From his report, you've already met. In a way.
Calling the interaction we had meeting each other is taking a lot of liberties, but I suppose it's at least a start. I wave to him, and he shyly but politely responds. I notice in the corner of my eye that Marruk just scoffs and takes a step away.
So, should I be in there, or...
Are you an idiot? Didn't the emergency team brief you?
They said a lot of things, and I was there for a long time.
We still don't know if this thing here is dangerous or not. Also, he could be sick or carrying dangerous diseases. We have no idea. He's in there for your safety, dumbass.
Marruk.
What?
Marrowyn sighs and Marruk just rolls his eyes. But fortunately, Rhoun seems unfazed.
Okay. So wait, are we asking them questions if they can't understand us? And are you going to be alright in there then? Won't you get sick?
They understand us. It's just one way for some reason. I'll be fine. I'm tested constantly, and I have. I'll be fine. Did you not get my memo? It outlined most of this.
Sorry, Doctor. I was working almost all last night. The chief actually found me on my way to go get breakfast.
It's lunchtime.
Rhoun just blinks.
Yes.
Right. Well, anyways, feel free to ask them anything. They have proven to be courteous and happy to share. Speaking of, though, Marruk, do you mind fetching lunch? Fetch.
Rhoun seems to be thinking of a question or just lost in thought.
Do I look like a dog to you?
Ah, you sly bastard. I see what you did there.
Also, isn't he your
Yeah,
bodyguard? Doesn't he have to watch you all the time? Oh, sorry.
True, actually. Yeah, fine, Doc. Same thing, or...
No. Just porridge for Tucker, but get whatever you'd like for yourself and Rhoun. Tell them I sent you.
For me and...
Marrow sternly interrupts with a curt.
Yes, Marruk.
Scowling, Marruk leaves after a quick nod. Once the door closes, Doc lets out a small sigh.
Sorry about him, Tucker. I'll talk to him later. I don't know what's gotten into him today.
He puts a massive paw to his brow and starts massaging as if he's got a headache. I decide to put a hand on his shoulder.
It's okay. But thank you.
He looks to me, maybe a little surprised, but smiles. He then turns to Rhoun, who still looks like he's lost behind his own eyes.
I would like to apologize for Security Chief Saracen's rudeness to you as well, Director Tyran.
Rhoun just blinks and looks between us as if he'd just woken up from a dream.
What? Was he? I didn't notice. Oh, I thought of a question, though.
Is he being serious? Maybe he can teach me how to ignore him as well.
Do you have plants where you're from?
I just blink in response. I'm a bit confused. Is this the question he took so long to think about? He notices I'm just staring at him.
They usually grow in the ground. Lots of leaves and stuff. It's okay if you don't.
Chuckling and shaking my head, I get to drawing. Plants were never really my strong suit. And also, drawing was never my strong suit, but I can at least do some outlines. Both him and Doc lean in and take a look at my crude attempt at drawing my planet's local and not so local flora.
Oh wait, is this me?
Mhm.
Yes, it is. Oh, sorry. I was replying.
Hey, you're all good.
Oh. How pretty. There aren't enough plants up here. Back home, we have these trees that have this really nice bark. That it smells good. I'm glad you have plants too, though.
Thanks? Wait, up here? What does he mean by that?
Oh my, such interesting variation. We have some similar kinds here, although I'm sure they couldn't be more different upon closer inspection. On the topic, Tucker, I was curious. As it seems you've been fine in our biosphere, I find it safe to assume you breathe oxygen, yes?
That's a little...
Right. Not choking or suffocating and all that.
After the coughing, I'm not so sure.
I'm sorry, I sipped some water and went down wrong.
I
I thought I was muted.
know. I'm sorry. I'm not making fun of you for choking. It's just that, like, this is a bit too perfect timing.
That was too.
It's too late. I'm passing away.
Like-
Also, like you've
Tucker
been here
just
for 2
collapsed.
days, and they're like, "Yeah, you breathe oxygen, right?"
And Tucker's like, oh wait, yeah, I do.
And
just
thus
like
ended roads yet traveled.
Marrow's like, oh
This
my
is some
god,
Looney
oh my
Tunes
god.
shit where it's like, fuck, wait, I do breathe oxygen.
just Family Guy death poses immediately.
Yes, I was just about to say Family Guy death pose. Oh,
He
fuck.
realizes he couldn't breathe.
He's been holding his breath for 2 days.
It's just like it's fucking like that one scene from like SpongeBob where Patrick just like, what kind of place is this?
Oh man.
Water.
Goofy. All right. Right. Not choking or suffocating and all that. I nod, giving Doc his answer.
Wait.
So
I'm sorry.
expensive.
I have a really good impression of Patrick coughing when he goes into Sandy's treehouse for the first time from that same episode.
Oh my
Shoot.
god.
This
Let me
is so
hear
off topic. But, like, okay, let me get in position. It's better if I actually do the pose on the
It's just like we caught half of that.
I'm sorry.
Break that into the lab.
Patrick having a little cough.
Literally me right now.
Oh my god.
You know, we might as well take a break. We're at the hour mark. We might as well move this into like a 5-minute break.
5-minute break.
Get some hydration, people.
Yeah. He's just like,
I don't need it. I don't need
I
it.
don't.
I definitely don't need it.
That's a pretty
I
good SpongeBob.
need it.
Really good SpongeBob.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
I've also seen it in the Spanish dub. No la necesita. No la necesita.
Yes, that one's good.
Oh my god. Wait, since
I
we're on the
feel
topic,
offended.
since we're on the topic of SpongeBob, could I like tell y'all a small story just to pass the time in the break?
Sure.
Yeah.
So, years back, whenever I first started playing VR chat, one thing I used to play like the Murder 4 minigame quite a lot, and I quite enjoyed it. Like, it was really fun. I just enjoyed running around, stabbing people, you know, the works. And I remember one particular session where I was using a Patrick Star model, and I was a detective, and so like I grabbed the gun, and I was just like, and I walked up to people. It's like, I got one question for you, buddy. Is mayonnaise an instrument? And if they say no, I just go, wrong answer, and then just cap them right there, no matter if they were the actual killer or not.
Some grade A goofiness right there, K9.
Oh, thank you. I do have some goofy in me.
So true.
And welcome
That
back.
was so silly.
So funny, so silly.
Twins posting possum memes in chat.
Oh my god, look
No
at
way.
it.
I would never.
It goes ah. I have a couple friends who have like possum sonas, and like now they've become one of my favorite animals, much to my family's chagrin.
Possums are great.
They're wonderful.
And the opossum is the only marsupial in North America.
Mm-hmm.
Or native, at least.
Yes. So we've been having a couple sus activities from Marrowyn this session.
Mm-hmm. I'm already
So true.
I'm already picking up on a couple little things from Marrowyn, but also from Rhoun. I'm really liking how Rowan's character is starting to form more.
Yeah, me too.
Like, there's all these little traits that like I am very intrigued by.
Look at his gay little
Have a
gas here
character
too.
last one.
The gay gas.
This gay little gas. I love it
He
so
looks
much.
like he looks like he's thinking about what he wants for breakfast, even though it's almost dinner time.
I wonder what's for dinner.
Oh my god.
Maybe I can have it at 3 a.m.
Oh
Yeah.
boy, I'm so hungry I could eat an Octorok.
It's so,
Rhoun
it's all,
exiting the fucking
it's late
walls at
enough.
like
I could
3
roll
a.m.
breakfast in the
Oh boy, 3 a.m.
Oh boy! He just goes crying.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
It's just like it's like Marruk is like, and who's gonna want to eat a burger at 3 in the morning? Oh boy, 3 a.m. and it's like you don't even see him. You just hear him in the walls of Tucker's room, and Tucker's just looking around like, what the fuck?
Oh my god.
Oh
Yes,
boy,
Zev, the
3 a.m.
traumas. Yes.
So real.
You just know these critters have a bunch of trauma.
Yeah.
Of course. It's a furry VN.
Slaps big dog person. This bad boy can fit so much trauma.
Smacks like lightly pats Marrowyn's tummy. Just this boy can hold so much trauma in him.
So true.
She's with trying to impress
That's
daddy.
Marruk.
Fair.
This bad boy can hold so much internal rage and external.
Look at his muscles. They're so full of rage right now. All three of these
Damn.
characters seem to have some form of anxiety to me, and I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel
Social
I feel it.
anxiety for
think-
like, oh yeah.
I think Marruk doesn't have anxiety. Probably not Marrowyn either in like the outward
Well,
social anxiety, but
Well, I
maybe,
mean,
like, something else.
Marrowyn seems to me, so far it seems that he really he panics quite easy. Like he might not
seems
have
really
anxiety in a
overprotective.
social sense, but it
to
seems
be
like the
fair-
second he sees something that happens and believes it's his fault, he flies into he starts spiraling, like very much with like small things that like happen to Tucker. Like he's immediately on the ball and he's immediately apologizing and like
Or did
that's
the hand
intriguing.
claps. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's
so-
because he's dealing with an alien. Like it's a stressful situation all around. That's
True.
why I'm
So-
kind of like giving leniency for it because he's
But
like,
it feels,
oh, I saw him vomit. Maybe he's dying now. Like
It
he doesn't
feels
know
more-
these things. So
It feels more than that though, because like, I mean, it could be because Marrowyn is both very cautious with Tucker, not about Tucker, like with Tucker is like just like taking care of him, but like then I feel like part of those anxieties is translating into his anger towards Marruk now. Like him and Marruk could probably have something different going on, but like I feel like Marrowyn's emotional state is like inextricable between like his like fear and his anger. Like I feel like one is like transforming into the other, like depending on the situation, because he's taking the situation very, very seriously, and like I guess the best way I could explain it, he kind of sees this as like a big project for him. So the fact that Marruk is taking it very jokingly and even insulting it, I get the feeling that Marrowyn might be taking personal offense to that, like on behalf of, and that's a pretty big flaw since it's not really about him, it's about Tucker. But again, that's just my impression from the outset.
Oh, he was totally taking that on behalf of Tucker there too.
yeah, he was.
As well as
100%.
his own worries too. It's very much a complicated mixture for Marrowyn, I'd say. he
He's
might
being
be
very
on the
dad
ball
right
there, though,
now.
K9.
Yeah.
He's being very dad.
I do also want to comment on one thing I picked up. I think roughly around the time when the chief said, "Oh, word has already gotten out about Tucker, and people are speculating things." All right, I don't want any confirmation, and I'm not like, this is just my idle like theory, but I get the feeling that Marrow spread the word merely because when I think roughly around the point when the chief said that, Marrow's expression shifted. Like I saw a shift in his face. And like,
Oh, was
Yeah.
there?
yeah, and like I
It got a
noticed
little
be-
more serious looking.
Yeah, no, not even.
Oh,
I think
but
I think he glanced to the left towards the chief, and like the reason I picked up on that is because he reacted to something. It felt like he reacted out of time. Like his expression shifted on a line that didn't really matter, but it was still roughly around the point where that was brought up. So I get the feeling that something had to have caused him to like look that way, because I really don't think it was just like looking to the chief to give attention. Like that stood out to me. So that's my.
Or maybe
that's
he was just worried about Tucker.
mayhaps, but
But
again, like it caught my eye in the weirdest of ways. But again,
yeah,
It's also just
I
hard because sometimes they just like look at each other whenever they're speaking too. Like sometimes Marrowyn doesn't look at whoever is speaking, and other times he does. And I'm like, I wish it was consistent because I don't know what like glances are supposed to mean or not.
fair enough. Fair
Yeah.
enough. I could be completely incorrect then.
I
But
shan't
yeah.
comment.
Might as well still get
The
those comments
withholder.
in.
What'd you call me, Petri?
The withholder.
That sounds like a dark.
True.
That sounds like a Dark Souls boss fight title.
It sounds like the opposite of a beholder.
Yeah, it's because it sounds really close to beholder, I guess.
Oh jeez.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
if everybody's back and ready to go, everybody's hydrated,
Shall we do
got
a
some
roll swap?
Wawa. Yeah, roll swap. Anybody want to swap off, swap in? Take a
I'm-
swing.
I'm happy to swap
gonna
out
baseball
Marrow if
bat?
anyone wants to take a crack at him.
Yeah, I'll swap off too, if anyone wants.
I'm fine giving up Tucker if anyone wants to try.
I don't think anybody wants to.
Hey, not
I'm
at once,
waiting.
everyone.
Zev is still like, yeah, like I don't want you to like potentially make your illness worse by like straining your voice, but Boost, Connie, the roles are open if either of you are interested. Like really, like most of us are pretty open to switching off our roles, so like by all means, like if you want to go ahead.
Well, I mean, I could, but I'm not quite sure.
What do you want to do, Connie? Do any of them speak to you?
Yeah, like did you see him in a dream?
Well, pass on.
I'm not sure. Like, I mean, who of these characters are like available?
Everyone.
Well, I
Oh,
mean,
everyone.
Except for me.
except for Marzon, Rhoun, and I guess Petri on Marruk, just because it, like I want to keep y'all in the roles a bit longer. So we've
Oh
got
my God.
Marrowyn, we've got Tucker, and we've got Tyr.
Are you asked what?
Oh my god. Stop it!
I don't know. I mean, I guess Tucker. I think I could do him well enough.
Y'all good?
I think you
y'all
do
good with
every
that
one of
choice?
them well.
I could do everyone so much better than all of you. Like, y'all don't deserve me.
Real and true.
Oh
Realistically-
wow!
I'm kidding, of course.
I know.
Y'all should feel blessed by my presence here. Like
No, you can't.
realistically,
Yes, I can.
like,
I
seriously.
am.
No,
I
I
do.
can't.
You know what? Baja Blast.
I can do everyone better than you.
No, you can.
Yes, I
Yes, I
can.
No, you can.
Yes, I
Yes, I
can.
can.
Yes, I
you
can. Yes,
can.
I can.
We need to try that again. No,
Oh,
you
that would be
can't.
great. No, you can't.
I can.
Okay.
No, I
All right.
can.
Connie is swapping in for Tucker. Twin, do you want to swap in for anybody else with this shuffle? Marrowyn and Tyr are open for swapping.
I think I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, doke.
Twin is sure. Okay, we shall start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go, K9.
As I expected. But still a relief. Taking care of any being is a large task. especially when you know so little. We've also been able to figure out that you indeed inhale carbon dioxide similarly to us. Exhale, sorry. If you were curious.
I guess I haven't thought about it really, but it is good to know. At least interesting, if nothing else. I give Doc a courteous nod, then turn to Rhoun as he seems to have once again slipped deep into thought. Doc notices as well, and we cautiously observe him together. Eventually, Doc gently knocks on the window.
Director Tehran? Are you okay out there?
What? Oh. Sorry, I was...
No apologies needed, Director. While this may be a professional operation, there's no need to exert yourself. I appreciate that you could be here to help at all to help.
Oh. Thanks?
Of course. Well, have you thought of any other questions, perhaps?
Me? No.
Doc just blinks.
You weren't just now thinking of other things to ask? Surely you are curious about our guests, though, no?
Well, sure. But I don't
The door opens.
really know what to ask.
Marruk takes a quick look around before just leaving a tray where the door should be and retreating to his bench. There's a moment of silence where no one really moves. The only sound is the crinkling of foil. Doc eventually gets up and grabs the tray for me, but not before handing Rhoun what looks like another wrapped meal. It's a painfully silent lunch. The conversation must have escaped when the door opened. I decided to just try and enjoy my porridge, or whatever it's called. It's not as bad as the second time. Marruk eventually yawns and checks his monitor.
Damn. Only the 16th mark? This day is never going to end.
Mark, is that like hours? It feels like important information to know. I'm picking up the whiteboard, I draw a crude clock. I'm really hoping this works, as they might have no idea what this is. Even I barely see clock faces anymore, everything's digital. Holding up the sign for everyone seems to get them out of their lunch-induced stupor.
Is that a... Doc, any idea what that is?
Let me think. It looks like an old clock. Maybe the numbers are all wrong, though.
They both turn to me as though that means something. And I just make a confused expression and shrug.
Don't you know how to tell time? Everything in the system is on standard marked time.
Oh, I think I see the issue. Marruk, our friend, might not...
Doc looks strained, as if this next sentence is something he has to force himself to say.
Tucker might not be from this system. Marks probably make no sense to them.
I mean, they definitely aren't Karain, but are we really going to make that assumption already?
I don't think it's that much of a leap, Marruk. I mean, you saw the map they drew. And even without that map, there's nothing, and I mean nothing, like them in any database I could find.
I mean, just looking at them, I'm ready to accept they're an alien and all. But like, really? From another system? Maybe we just missed something.
Missed something?
Like, I don't know. How'd they get here? The next system is like, what? 3 light years away, give or take?
3.37. just thought you should know.
Whatever,
Okay, I'm sorry.
nerd. I'm just saying, isn't it more likely like he was hiding on some rogue planet? Or maybe like, I don't know.
I mean, I suppose, but they drew us that map. A map which a map which is decidedly not our system.
He just wanted to know the time.
I'm sorry. I was trying so hard not to laugh at that. What did you say?
He wanted to know the time?
16th mark and a half. Oh. Right. Doc, can you explain it? My head is already buzzing.
Hmm? Oh, of course. Terribly sorry, Tucker. We got a bit distracted there, huh? Marks are how we tell time. Terribly sorry, sucker.
No, you can't say
Bruh.
terribly Tory.
Oh my god, is that something bad?
You're assuming he's a conservative.
Oh no! Oh, I am so sorry.
It's spelled with one R, though.
It's spelled
it's
with
true.
one R, but how else are you gonna pronounce it?
Oh god, I did not know that.
Tiramisu, Tucker.
That's so
There.
fucking funny.
Terribly Terry, sucker.
I don't know why that line though just gives me an impression of like,
Terrible job, super shit. You fucked that one up badly.
Man. Marrowyn is evil arc.
Oh my god. I'm sorry, Tucker. I don't mean to be so mean.
He's in his villain era for real. Manicure
Oh my
emoji.
god.
Tucker, I am in my villain arc. I get unhappy meals now.
I love it. Love it. Oh, jeez. Okay.
While I don't wholly understand the clock you drew for us, I assume it's similar in some ways. A day is 34 marks, the time it takes for our home planet to rotate fully on its axis. Midday is the 17th mark, and each mark is broken up into 70 minutes. Everything in the system works on a 34 mark basis. Even the colonies and us way out here.
Colonies?
I'm not sure if that means anything to you, but I am confident we can at least teach you how to tell our times so you can schedule yourself accordingly.
Although thorough, Doc's explanation falls on deaf ears as I'm already falling inwards. Another system, colonies. This is it. I'm really just out in space. I don't even think I'm on a planet anymore with the way Marrow was talking about it. Doc notices my rapidly declining mood before the others, and putting his paw up to my back. I instinctively flinch in response.
Whoa, hey, are you alright? Was lunch bad? Is this about the clock? I'm sure we can figure out how you can tell time. Don't worry.
They can't understand what's going on with me, and I can't even explain it to them. My head is spinning, my face is getting warmer, my breath shorter.
I need.
They can't understand me. None of them can. I need to lay down. Unfortunately, standing up directs 6 cruel eyes towards me. It's unnerving, but I'm too out of it to care. I make it to the bed before I start crying. I think. I don't think I'm getting home. I hear mumbling and the shuffling of feet behind me, only making about half of it.
Leave him be. He.
Bye. Tomorrow.
Okay. I'll do. Yeah.
I hear my cell door open and close, then the outside door. The lights even go out, although apparently it's only midday. The 16th mark or whatever the fuck it's called. Damn it all. I've never liked naps, despite my lazy nature, and waking up from them has always been the worst. So waking up tired, discombobulated, and upset in my cell really does nothing to make me feel better. The memories flooding back from before my impromptu escape from reality make me never want to get up. I don't see a point in it either, as my wall is once again just an unfriendly wall. I'd even prefer to see Marruk's scowling face. Maybe not, actually. How did I get here, anyways? I remember going to class and hiding in that corner. And then, poof, just here. There must be something I'm missing. I can't even force myself to go back to sleep. I'm not even tired anymore, just sad. And a bit uncomfortable. I really could use a change of clothes and a shower. Sitting up and looking around proves about as interesting as I expected. Nothing new. I'm tempted to just lie back down, but before I can make up my mind, the wall fades away and I can see someone standing there. What does he want? I really hope he isn't planning on being a jackass right now. I'm not sure I could take it. And after staring me down for a bit, and he walks over to the door and opens it. Wait, I thought he wasn't allowed in. My heart rate spikes. Is he going to try to... No, he wouldn't. I know he doesn't like his new position, but he'd never. Would he? Fortunately, I don't suffer long as he just drops something in the corner. And after giving me one last glance, he turns away and closes the door. Changing the wall back to normal as well, for good measure. Damn, Patrick. No, this is my fault for having chat open, but that's okay. It's okay, chat. I love you. Listen, y'all are too funny. Yes, I am always giggly. I sit stunned, unable to really see what he dropped off in the dim light. Was... Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm not reading that one.
Hmm? Suck
Nope.
behind, like.
Was he waiting for me to wake up? I know it's only the middle of the day for him. Maybe he's used to just standing guard all day. Or something. I've had enough waiting. I throw off my sheets and wander over to the mysterious lump in the corner. Reaching out tentatively, I grab some kind of handle or strap. Wait, this feels familiar. Pulling it close, I realize it's my backpack. Well, what's left of it, at least. Kind of looks more like a satchel now that there's only one strap.
Oh. I forgot I even had this just a day ago.
I look to the wall as if I could see Marruk. But when it doesn't become translucent, I just hobble back to my bed and open up my bag. I don't even remember what I had packed. It turns out the answer is not a lot. It looks to be an old notebook, and some loose pencils and pens, a copy of Robinson Crusoe, my wallet and keys, my crinkled up orientation map, my socks and shoes, and a whole lot of lint. Oh wait, something else I didn't pack. My shirt. Looks like it was fixed up with looks like it was fixed up a bit with some needlework. It makes me feel funny in a way. We've both got the same scars. I guess they're still working on my phone though. I do hope I can get it back. Or at least the photos saved on it. I'll worry about that when the time comes. Or when the mark comes, whatever that means. I decided to just sit at my desk. I just fuss about with my new, or rather old, belongings. It's hard to read in this light, so I end up just flipping through my notebook to see if there are any good doodles in the margins. And there are not. And time passes and not much changes until I hear what I think is the outside door opening. When the wall doesn't fall away, I'm a bit confused, so I try to covertly scooch my stool over and listen. It's quiet. I think the conversation is close to the outside door, not right by my wall. Fine. Brecken, recons, acement, wanted.
No. No.
Stood. See?
Sleep. Morrow.
Orse. Very fine.
Good.
I lean in closer, but all I hear is footsteps. The wall becomes glass, and I swerve my head to lock eyes with my bodyguard, already staring me down.
It was just the chief.
Oh shoot, I forgot that. Sorry, Icevein.
I told him you were sleeping. If you're gonna eavesdrop, at least try to be secretive about it.
I was trying.
I realize he can't understand me. I just sigh and give him a half-assed affirmed nod. He's being worryingly quiet, just staring me down. Not afraid per se, but I am concerned. It feels like he can see right through me, through some lie I've yet to even tell.
Well... Anyways, it's good you're up. There's another mark or so until dinner. You can't sleep all day and night. Well, maybe you can, I don't know.
I chuckle a bit. We know nothing about each other, and somehow that ends up making us more similar than I could imagine. We also apparently share a knack for just staring at each other until we're both uncomfortable.
So you should stay up, is what I'm saying. If you want to. Or whatever.
We both finally managed to look away from each other and resume whatever it was we were doing before. Which, truth be told, was not much. Pretending to be entertained by my lackluster possessions is quite hard, especially since I can't even read my book right now. Marruk is just scrolling through something on his monitor. I wonder if he's checking Dog's social media, if that exists. Maybe I can use this as an excuse to get to know him better. Communication might be hard, but it's better than sitting around doing nothing for another hour or so. I mean, mark or so. Damn it. Knocking on the glass window, I tried to get his attention to no avail. The light gently dancing on his muzzle as he scrolls is almost relaxing to watch, but I worry if I just sit and stare at him, I may fall asleep again. After a good minute or two, I knock again, trying with more force this time. And squinting to see if he noticed me, I swear he looked at me for a second, as if by accident. Wait a minute, is he ignoring me? Knowing full well that this wall isn't soundproof, I decide to take another approach.
Hey! Hey! I know what you're doing. Don't ignore me.
Nothing yet. Up in the ante with some added knocks seems to get his attention.
What? What? Are you dying?
Yes?
Hurt? I'm trying to read some reports here.
I almost feel bad, unsure of whether he was really working or not. Still, I'd appreciate some company. Wait, maybe we can have both? I'm pointing to his monitor. I try the best I can to act out reading it aloud. Inspecting my wrist, pretending to read dramatically, fake talking. He must think I'm insane. Wait, this is just charades. Damn it! At least I'd lasted a day before making a fool of myself. Certainly makes me feel like I probably have.
You want my monitor? You can't use it.
This might have been a mistake. I'm unsure of what to do now. Noticing my book on the table, I pick it up and show it to him, pointing to his monitor again.
Yeah, it's a book. I could get some on my monitor. Doubt that one, though. What of it?
I tried to mimic reading the book again, pointing back and forth between us. Looking up to see any changes in expression.
You want me to read to you?
I nod my head.
Yes.
I don't think he likes my idea as much as I do.
You know I'm the chief of security, right? That means I have other duties besides this, right?
I nod, backing up in my seat.
So you understand the concept of working. You understand that I take on a lot of responsibilities then, right?
I'm basically falling off my stool trying to back up.
You know what that doesn't make me? A damn prop sitter!
With a single forceful press of an invisible button, I'm staring at a wall again.
Sorry?
Turning away from the wall, as to not accidentally stare at him, I just fiddle with what I have on my desk, arranging it in every which way. Making pointless designs and patterns with a few writing tools I have. It's still too dark to read. Why'd I do that? We're not even acquaintances. He yelled at me yesterday, so why did I try and talk to him? I should have known better. I feel dumb me for even trying, but he's shown that he can be nice at times, so I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I guess I'll just keep my boundaries up from everyone. Forever. Hopefully this II works. I need to talk to someone. Waiting for what feels like an eternity, just doodling and wasting paper, I hear the outside door open. Wonder if that's the dinner bell.
Eric.
Evening, Rhoun.
There is the sound of a tray being placed on the floor and my door opening. I'm turning around to see why I'm greeted by the face of Marrowyn entering my room.
Hello there, Tucker. I brought you dinner.
Oh, thanks, Doc.
I say with a small smile. Upon seeing that dinner is once again the same meal I've had all day, it becomes harder to keep smiling. But it will have to do until we can run more tests, I suppose. Noticing he also has his bag with him, I take it he came prepared. I think he caught my wandering eyes. He can be eerily perceptive at times.
This? You have good intuition. But yes, if you don't mind, I'd like to run some tests. No drawing blood, it's too late for that today. Just some quick ones, if that's alright. Let's also get those bandages off you. I don't think you need them anymore.
Sounds fair to me, Doc.
I know he can't understand me yet, but I feel I might lose my mind just sitting around and nodding all day in lieu of talking, no matter how pointless it is. Doc was right, too. The tests are done before I know it, and I can partake in my lovely meal of literally just oats and water. He remains seated next to me, possibly building up courage, until he asks.
Tucker? I wanted to ask, are you alright after earlier? I know this
He gestures to the room.
isn't all that great, but I really do want to try and make this all manageable for you. And I feel I have failed in some way doing that.
Oh, that's thoughtful of him to ask. Damn it. I feel better if I hadn't stressed him out as well. He seems like he's so genuinely worried about me. Maybe the best I can do is just tough it out until things get better. I know internalizing all this and trying to deal with it myself will do me no favors, but asking for help, especially right now, is almost impossible. I put a hand on his massive thigh and look up to him.
Thank you, Marrowyn.
He doesn't look particularly convinced. Maybe he can tell I'm still not all well, but he eventually relents and just smiles back. After a while, he gets up to leave, and I am a bit upset to see him go.
Oh, right. Sorry, Tucker. I really can't stay tonight. I just have enough time to drop off dinner to you two, and then back to work. I might not stop by tomorrow either. But I think Director Rhoun might be able to. I'll try to sneak by if I can, but no promises. Oh, before I go though, here.
He reaches into one of his pockets and pulls out a rather large toothbrush wrapped in plastic.
I'm not sure how your species deals with dental issues, but if you have teeth, so, well, I figured this might come in use.
Not the most interesting gift, but I take it nonetheless. I'd rather not end up with a cavity and have to get a root canal from one of these things. I offer him a slight grin, to which he nods and takes his leave.
Oh, well. Good night.
Slumping against the wall, I feel a bit dejected. Lost my appetite for sure. Picking at my food, I managed to eat maybe half the bowl. It's not a lot, but maybe it will last me till tomorrow. Even with my shirt back, it's still cold in here. I'll have to just bear it for now, like I've borne everything else. I guess I'll try to get to bed.
Incident report 5671.
Huh? I turned my head to see Marruk leaning against the wall, facing away from me.
A scientist, Professor Dren, in Sector B, Lab 34, reported lost notebook and monitor. Report was sent at the 13th mark. Investigation began at the 15th mark. Dren was questioned by Guard Nokri. Last known location of objects was either in Lab 34 on persons or in personal quarters. Both were inspected by team consisting of Nokri and TU. No signs of either. Security footage opened for review. Footage showed Drin wearing monitor and carrying notebook on way to Lab 34, and subsequently carrying both while leaving Lab 34 2.5 marks later. 2.5 marks later. Jesus Christ. Drin was followed on camera and found to enter the bathroom in Sector C. Was seen leaving without either while talking to another professor. After investigating Sector C, both items were found by the sinks untouched. Drin was conferred their belongings and asked to, quote, never be reminded that this happened, end quote. Log incident under closed.
The wall goes blank.
Weird.
Day 2.
The others.
We'll go a little bit into day 2 here. We still got some time left.
Yay.
Every time I open my eyes, there's a small part of me that expects to just wake up back home. In my dorm or maybe in my bed. But it never happens. And every time consciousness comes flooding back, I'm less and less surprised I'm not there. Not to say I'm any closer to accepting what is going on here. But I have acknowledged that it may in fact be my life for now. Hopefully, I'm past being assaulted by security officers. But I have a feeling I still have a long way to go. Hell, I think I still have a long way to go just until breakfast. It's still dark in here, and I'm bored out of my mind walking the perimeter of my cell like some caged animal. The days must be longer here. By how much I cannot say, but they surely must be. If marks are anything like hours, then it's way longer. But I'll just have to wait and see. Maybe if my phone isn't totally destroyed after Tyr is done with it, I can try to figure out using a stopwatch or something. It doesn't matter. I'd be better off just learning to count in marks. Might as well try and lay back down and try to rest while I can. I know Doc said he was going to be busy today, but there always seems to be something going on around here. Someone to come and ogle me. I'm not able to get back to sleep. But fortunately, I just zone out until I hear the door opening. I'm too tired to eavesdrop, so I just wait until they come to me.
Good morning, Tucker. I brought you breakfast. It's, the same. But I think soon we'll be able to try and figure out what else you could eat. Your blood work has been coming back, and it seems good. Well, I can only presume it is. It's hard with such a small test group, and...
He notices I'm just staring at my breakfast.
Sorry, right. I have a tendency to ramble a bit. Now, before you eat, I would appreciate if we could take another blood sample. It would really help me out.
I wasn't really expecting to give blood again so soon already. Especially not early in the morning. But I suppose I'm lucky that they haven't forced it out of me or something worse. Seeing no harm in it, besides the needle, I just hobble over to Doc and present my arm. He's as gracious as he is competent, taking another sample with little to no discomfort, truth be told.
Thank you. I promise I'll make this worth your time. All of it. We'll have you out of here soon.
Then where will I go?
Well, I'm sorry that I cannot stay today. I have been behind in my other duties. Even though I am desperately trying to find capable hands to take care of things so I can focus more on you, it seems that everyone has been busy. Hopefully in a few more days I'll be all freed up just to focus my efforts on here, but until then, I really must go. Enjoy your meal. I'll try to stop by with lunch.
And with that, he's gone, leaving me with a sore arm and a bowl of tepid cereal. At least the lights are on. Maybe I can start reading my book. I do have an essay due on it. Not going to bother writing that one. Sorry, Teach. With my morning sarcasm out of the way, and since it seems like Marruk isn't in the mood to talk, I decide to lie back down and read. Robinson Crusoe, huh? Well, let's see what this is about. Damn, this book is, dated. Oh, fuck, why'd I have to be trapped with something like this? I might as well finish it. Got nothing better to do. It's fine, I guess. I wish it wasn't so pertinent to things right now, though. In some ways, at least. Looking around, I realize I have no idea how much time has passed. It's really disorienting being stuck in here without a clock of any kind. And I'm still not motivated to go bother Marruk again. I really don't know where we stand after yesterday. I'm going to assume poorly and give him some space. Surely I packed another book to read. Anything? Scrounging through my meager belongings proves fruitless as I cannot will anything new into being. And seeing the writing on the wall, I decided to give Crusoe another shot. Even though I just finished it. I'm going to lose it in here. Halfway through my reread, I'm interrupted by the sound of the door opening, which is truly a godsend as I could use a break. I sit up and just face the wall. I realize how silly this must be for them. If I'm looking the wrong way, I look like a fool. Or they could not even be looking at me. Then what? I'm just staring at a wall for no reason. Fortunately, the wall comes down and I'm met with an unexpected face. That maintenance dog is standing there. I just blink a few times and wave. I kind of figured it would be Marruk or the chief, but not this poor guy. What was his name again? Rhoun? Rhoun? Yeah, that sounds right. I notice he's alone out there as Marruk is suspiciously missing. Rhoun seems to pick up on me looking past him curiously.
Oh, right. It must be weird to see me here. Officer Marruk is just outside stretching. He said he needed a break. I'm Rhoun. Nice to meet you.
He raises his mechanical paw to greet me, but ends up just bashing it against the glass wall with a metallic thud.
Oh, right. Sorry, this isn't a great way to meet someone. Well, we've kinda met before. Twice. But those weren't really the best. Are you okay? After yesterday, I mean. You don't have to tell me. Wait, you can't tell me. I can only tell you. Right? Sorry.
Wow, this guy is really just like this, huh? Almost as airheaded as I am. Maybe more, actually, all things considered. Which is quite the feat. He seems nice, though. I should try and spark up a conversation. Somehow. Oh! I think Doc left me his whiteboard. That could work.
Here, Rhoun, let's try this. Got any more questions?
No, you don't understand. I can't understand you.
I just stare at him before pointing to the whiteboard.
Oh! Oh, right. Drawing. Can you draw me an engine? Maybe a surge breaker?
Oh, fuck.
Oh, I know. A fuse box.
Oh, he's
Who are you?
adorable.
So perfect. Is that not what you wanted? I'm sorry. I'm not great at this. I thought Dr. Senna would be here today when he woke me up. After my alarm didn't go off. Well, it did. I just didn't wake up. I mean, I thought I said it.
Okay, yeah, he's more of an airhead than I am.
He's just like
I
me for
suddenly
real.
understand. He's just like me. Just like me for real. I suddenly understand how Marruk felt when I tried to get him to read to me. One-way communication is beyond frustrating.
Sorry. I was just told to keep an eye on you today, try to talk to you, and accommodate you to current mannerisms? No, Was it hospitality?
Crane? Is that what they call themselves? Now that I think about it, Marruk said something like that before.
So, do you like to read? You do have books where you come from, right? Long sequences of words. Oh, by the filament. How do I describe a book?
Now that's a question I can answer. I hop over to the table and grab my now dog-eared novel to hold up to the glass for him.
Dog-eared.
Aw.
Oh, wow. Real physical stuff. I mostly read with my monitor these days. It's kind of a lot easier to store long books and such when they are all just, well, data. Sorry about my dog. She wants to come in and bother my cat.
I don't hear anything.
You don't hear it? Okay, I hear her. She's causing a commotion.
No worries.
Not that I don't have my fair share of books back home. And a few here. In the walls. But those are mostly manuals. Oh, is that what fashion looks like for your species? It's, really... It's very nice.
He says with a polite little nod. What is he talking about? And turning over the book, I realize the cover has a rendition of a man wearing destroyed rags and a torn-up hat. Ah, yes, the finest the human race has to offer in terms of fashion. Never look complete without my Balenciaga torn-up hat. Just shake my head no and stifle a small laugh.
It's not fashion, it's couture.
It's called fashion. Look it up.
This new dog, Crane, is really something else.
No.
Much less of a personal facade. Much less of a professional facade. I guess he isn't as high ranking as the others I've met. Maybe? I think I remember Tyr saying he was the head of maintenance. That has to count for something, right? I don't mind, though. I guess I kind of dragged him into all of this by just bumping into him. Still, it's funny how he addresses me, even as a possibly dangerous alien. I appreciate that. He just once says what it comes to his mind. Well, Marruk does that too. But he's just an ass about it. Definitely better than just lying. Not that I could tell if they were. If they told me I'm in another galaxy flying through space at light speed, I'd believe them at this point. Beyond the fact they've told me something like that already.
You okay in there, bud?
Sorry.
Shit. Nah, I'm the one zoning out. I just nod and try to refocus on the present. I wonder if I can ask him some questions. I'm curious about his arm, amongst other things. But that really does stand out. I know we had prosthetics back on Earth, but I'm fairly sure it wasn't anything that advanced. I try to think of anything else to ask. But capitulate to the childish need to know what about his... fuck. I try to think of anything else to ask, but capitulate to the childish need to know about his cool robot arm. I decide to point to it and see if he catches on. I feel so rude just pointing at it, but I don't really know what else to do. Fortunately for me, he seems to pick up on it pretty fast. He raises his surprisingly large paw up, staring at it.
Oh, this? It's just my arm. Oh, well, I mean, it's my new arm, if you really need to get specific. Do you have prosthetics where you're from?
I nod yes.
Oh, well, it's just like that then. Probably. Maybe. How do I explain it? It's I needed a new arm, so I got one. That's kind of it. And then I control it with my neural.
Oh, well, that's not entirely the explanation I was expecting, but I guess he's right. I have seen prosthetics back home, just never to this level. And wait, what's a neural? I just tilt my head and furrow my brow.
Did you understand anything of what I said? Sorry, it's hard to really tell what you do and don't get.
What's a neural?
Sorry, I don't understand you. Here, maybe I'll go over it slower.
He steps closer to the glass and holds up his arm for me to inspect. I can clearly see now he also seems to have some metal in his chest and maybe even in his neck under the skin. Damn, seems like that whole portion of him is bionic. The cool blue of his arm dances across the glass, creating wave-like reflections. They echo off every small nick in the glass and even strand of his fur on his chest. It's almost as if it got brighter when he approached me. It's quite calming.
So, this is my arm. It also acts as my monitor. A monitor is like a personal data storage and recall device, amongst other things. They're pretty ubiquitous around here. Monitors. Not replacement arms. Well, actually... never mind. Right. Monitors. It helps that I don't have to carry anything around like that anymore. Although I still check my pockets for it sometimes. It's a new model, I think. New as in like 2 cycles old. The company bought it for me, which is great because I'd never be able to afford such a nice model otherwise. It has a full range of motion, although the touch sensors aren't the best, being a work model and not a luxury model. Sometimes I can barely tell if I'm bumping into things or holding things, but otherwise it's really strong. I can lift some really cool tools with it. I like scaring my coworkers sometimes. In a fun way. It's part of a running joke. Sorry, I can't really explain that part. Oh yeah, and it all works with my neural. That's a, like, computer chip. You guys have computers, right? I think Chief Sinnoh said something about that. It's like a really, really small computer in my head that lets me control it. You can't even see the scar, it's so small. Also, I can take my arm off, which is kind of cool. I was supposed to do that when I sleep, but I always forget. Most neural-based prosthetics don't really need to be charged. They either charge wirelessly or can use the user's body like a battery. But I don't understand that part. I only understand how to make small adjustments. I mean, I haven't made any adjustments to anything.
I managed to stifle a small laugh.
I won't tell anyone, Rhoun. I promise.
I say with a wink. I'm sure he didn't understand me, but he lets out a small smile nonetheless. But damn, that is impressive. From what he said, my impression is he basically has a power loader as an arm, which sounds kinda rad. I wonder if he can bend metal with his bare hand. Paw. And the neural thing sounds really interesting. I wonder what else it can do. And that blue glow, it's so mesmerizing. I wonder if it keeps him up at night, though. Wait, I think I already know the answer to that.
So, what do you do for, work? I fix things. Kinda just anything. As long as it's mechanical, that is. I don't think Dr. Marrowyn would appreciate me trying to fix his patients.
I'm a student, actually.
Right, he won't understand. I have no idea how to pantomime being a student or studying, so I decided to just hold my book back up. This is kind of what I do. Read and write? It's close enough for now.
Oh, did you write that? I'm sure it's really good. I'm afraid I can't read it, though. Because, well, you know.
Close enough for today. I just nod and put the book down to try and move the conversation elsewhere. I think we'll stop there for tonight.
Yay!
Yay!
Get a save slot in.
Haha, slot.
Okay.
Marruk comes back like, what are you two juggle fucks talking about?
What are you two juggle fucks talking about?
It's like Scram! like Tucker runs into his bathroom and Rhoun just starts clawing his way inside the walls. and he gets his rear end stuck like he's like fucking Winnie the Pooh in like Rabbit's house.
I'm in your walls.
Or Tucker's like the deer in the GIF that Mars posted the other night.
Which one was that?
Hey yo.
Jumping around the room, yeah.
Just running in circles on the ceilings.
Like
Yeah.
on the ceiling, even. This shit was crazy.
In circles, you say?
All right.
Oh my god.
We're just going in
You
circles.
clowns.
Security dead.
Embraced.
I needed to pee that entire time he was explaining that shit.
I need to pee, and I also really need to go eat food.
Bye, Petri.
Bye, Petri.
Bye,
It was a ton of fun. I gotta go too.
Bye, guys. Thank you for coming.
Bye.
We'll see you again next time on Roads Yet
Yeah.
Traveled. Woo!
Yay.
Recording shall go off now. Farewell.
Bye-bye.
Farewell. Bye.